What's going on, guys and gals? This is Captain Gonzo, and as you can see, we are back in DCS world. Today we'll be doing a CCIP tutorial on the F-16, the Viper. CCIP means, or stands for, Continuously Computed Impact Point, which practically means that right here on the heads-up display, we'll see a little line with a reticle, and our job is to place that reticle over the target. And once we're set for our pass, we'll hit the weapon release button and call pickle as we drop bombs. Let's take a look outside how the aircraft is loaded today. So as you can see, we've got the Mark 82s on a triple ejector rack and some CBU, I believe 87s on the inboard stations there. So what we'll be doing is hitting some fortified bunkers with the Mark 82s on a single pass. And then we'll turn back and attack a convoy that is on the tracks right now on a road with some armor and some BTRs using the CBUs, and we will cover that. We're going to take off here from Guam, here in the Marianas map. So let's get our nose wheel steering on, do a quick flight controls check, and let's get on the burner. Alright guys, here we are just shy of 18,000 feet, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is set us up on a nice little orbit here. So let's get the autopilot on, and it's just going to maintain altitude here and maintain that roll. So first things first, let's get our master arm on here. It is armed. Let's go into air to ground mode by clicking the A to G button on the up front controller here, or the ICP I should say. You see, I get a little mixed up there with the F-18 stuff, so you Hornet fans are probably happy about that. Alright, so let's take a look at our right MFD here. So you can see we've got 6 Mark 82s and 4 CBU 87s. Of course, we're going to start with the Mark 82s. So what we want to do is make sure they're selected. Here you can select what kind of mode you want to release it in. Obviously today we'll be covering CCIP, so we'll leave it there. And what I want to do is I want to pickle off 6 individual bombs on that one pass against the hardened shelters there. So what we're going to do is let's set the ripple quantity to 6, press enter, and spacing we'll set them out to be at 100 feet, and let's make it 150 feet because we've got a good target area to cover there. So 150, press enter, and there we go guys. That's about as easy as it gets. So we've got CCIP mode, 6 Mark 82s, dropping 6 single because we're rippling 6 off with one press of that pickle button on the side stick, and the spacing will be 150 feet. Fusing is set to nose tail, and that pretty much covers it right now, setting up the aircraft for the CCIP. So master arm is on. I do have the TGP installed on the aircraft right now. However, we're not going to be using the TGP because we're going to dive in, drop the bombs, break away, and then we're going to take a look over the wing and see how those bombs impact. So I believe we are over the target area, which should be just below us there. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. There we go. There's the bunkers down there. You can see them all on a line right there, right where my crosshairs are at. Let's begin that dive. Here we go. The idea is to get lined up with those bunkers. Reduce power. And you can see that reticle. Let's get ourselves lined up. And bombs away.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up.
Let's break away. And as you can see, the spacing was definitely way too tight for those bunkers. But that's the idea of a CCIP with Mark 82s. So we'll be showing a quick replay here in just a little bit. So let's set up for the CPU 87 pass now. So once again, let's get some altitude. Let's go ahead and set that autopilot. Now let's come over here and switch over to the CPU 87 profile. So same thing, we're going to stay in CCIP. And let's set the spacing, let's do 200 feet. Because we got 6 armored targets down there. Want to get some good coverage. This time we've got 4 CBU 87s, so let's ripple off 4. And there you have it, 4 CBU 87s, rippling off 4 on a single pass with an interval of 200 feet in between. We're at 10,000 feet. The column should be near where we just dropped those Mark 82s, so let's come off of the autopilot. Let's turn in. Alright, Viper 1 hot in from the north. Giving ourselves a little offset. There we go. I like this better. Drop some chaff and flare.
Altitude.
CBU's away. Go on defensive. Look at that. Completely obliterated, guys. I don't think any of those targets survived. Let's reset our aircraft config to Cat 1 now that we don't have any air-to-ground ordnance. Let's just take a low pass and see how that target looks. I guess it's safe to say that we're safe and away from harm's way. But that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to show you guys today. A little bit of CCIP bombing. Again, I could have done better with that Mark 82 pass. Obviously, the spacing was way off. They all dropped way too close to each other. But you guys get the idea. Just place that pipper over the target, hit the weapons release button, and let those bombs fly. And you guys will just have to practice and start getting used to spacing and the intervals. Or maybe you can just do 2 or 3 Mark 82s every pass. With me, given the a limited fuel supply that we have, especially on the Viper, I mean, you see, with just this one quick sortie, I'm already down to 1,700 pounds. I mean, this thing drinks the fuel up, so I like to make my weapon employments as quick and as efficient as possible, and boogie on out of there before I get into trouble. So, thanks for watching, guys. This is just one of the many tutorials that we're going to be working on DCS. So stay tuned for that, guys, and I appreciate you watching. And once again, this is Captain Gonzo with That Flight Sim channel. Happy flying, guys. See you on the next one.